Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Tuesday, back at it here, taking a look at the ES in the daily time frame right now. You'll notice here from the overnight trade, we've seen a hard rejection of 3-day highs, and we are now trading back below the previous session's midpoint. The price is trading basically flat on the month so far, trading right at the previous month's close. Again, keep in mind, whenever we're trending downward as we have been, prices above the previous month's close price, this black dotted line, tend to be rejected for a round of new lows. In a downtrend, you see a rejection for a round of new lows. And right now we're seeing a little bit of that at the moment as it plays out to begin the month. Lower value relationship, and so far again 2 tests here into the pivot range and turning down modestly at the moment. Now again, we're not turning down hard just yet, but we could continue to trade up here for a while before we see a rotation back to new lows. Overall right now, failing to get back above the previous session's midpoint, 37.89, could trigger additional weakness up ahead. So that's going to be the key level to watch early on today. But given the fact that this market has been trending down, we are trading just above the previous month's close price, and we are at the primary trend edge here. That could lead to another rotation back down. We've barely gotten a test at the previous year's low. We could need another bigger test here up ahead. So again, starting the week here with a bit of weakness, failure at the previous session's high price, that has led to a rotation downward that could continue to persist throughout much of the day. If we take a look at the NQ, this one's down 1.4% for the day. Another one that took out the previous two or 3 day highs and is now rejecting back down, back below the previous midpoint, back below the previous month's close price, and we still remain in a very clear downtrend. Remember, for the ES and the NQ, we both have new key ranges here that are in play now, and based off of those key ranges here, we could be looking at great extensions down the road, nice targets if they were to play out either to the upside or to the downside. An upside target could take you as high as 13,455, whereas a downside target gets you very close there to 10,000, getting you to 98.75. So if we do see a downside break, 10.4 and 98.75 could be the next 2 major downside targets ahead. Taking a look here at crude oil, this one's down marginally here today, just down about 0.3%. One thing about this one is it had failed at market structure here recently. The 115 zone was taken out right here. That dropped prices down. A pullback has also been redefended here. Failed new high developing here today. That could lead to another rotation back down as deep as 95, but we could also see a move as shallow as at about 100. 100 is the composite VWAP for the year so far right there, and we could be looking at a push down toward that target up ahead. Right now, price is stuck between the 95 level and the 115 level. In order for this thing to continue higher, it needs to push back above the 115s. Until then, we are sideways with a downward bias headed toward the lower edge of this range in crude oil. Taking a look here at Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now basically break even on the day. It has developed a very narrow range at lows. Inside day right now after a failed new high on was that Friday? Overall, we're still in that pattern where we're slamming, going sideways, slamming, sideways, slamming, sideways, and we are very close to seeing the next slam again. Again, 20,000 has been a very good area of support for a year and a half or so, but taking out that level starts to open up that channel that takes you down through 12.5 and perhaps all the way back to value at 9,300. So we could see price getting cut in half yet again here in Bitcoin. There's enough energy here to push this price 10,000 points one way or another. So again, continue to watch this development, and a downward bias likely building ahead. If we take a look here at Ether futures, this one's up 2.5% right now. Again, the downward bias has been very heavy on this one. The Pima trigger zone has been very clear throughout the time, and we've seen lower rotations. This one also has a very clear range that is developed, and the move that could be seen out of this range could be upwards of 700 points. And right now trading near 1100, a 700 point push could take you back down toward 400. So again, we're running out of runway here to the downside on how far we could go. But the 717 level has been a level we've talked about here for a while throughout the first part of the year, as it is the previous year's low. So 717 may need to be hit. The 902 half very close to be getting hit. That is the 100% target of the key range above. So again, there's enough energy here to make that move down, and then from there we'll see how this thing reacts. But overall, still building energy with a downward bias. We do have NFP report this week on Friday. That's going to come out an hour before the RTH open on Friday, so that's going to move the needle here for the market. We also have other reports here coming out. Factory orders today. We have services PMI, ISM non-manufacturing PMI, FOMC meeting minutes will also be released on Wednesday, and some Fed speakers as well. So again, quite a bit this week, but the most important is the NFP report on Friday. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the new week of trading. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.